Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel Conquering with Praise. My name is Praise. If you're new here, welcome. Please hit the subscribe button down below and don't forget to hit the notification bell because I'll be posting 2 or more videos every single week. Now let's get down to business. Today we are going to be talking about the first and only time my dad laid his hands on me. So I went to this prestigious private school and we used transport to go home. So I was 5 years old, by the way. So I had this friend who was older than me, and she used to play this thing with stones where you act like it's a family and you like play with stones. So it was kind of interesting. So I liked listening to her play with stones. So the first time, the transport didn't leave us behind. We saw the transport and we ran. And then this other week, she called me and she was playing with the stones and transport left us. When the school was about to close, that like all the teachers, all the kids are now gone. They were about to close the gates. They saw that there were 2 kids left, and then they told us to give them our parents' numbers. I didn't know my parents' numbers, but she did because she was older than me. So she gave the lady her father's phone number, and she was asked if we stayed in the same hood, and lucky enough we did. So the lady told her that when her dad comes to pick her up, she must go with me. Fine. Her dad came, he picked both of us up, and we went home. When we got there, the first time the father took both of us, he dropped me by the corner next to my house. So I got off and I went home, and it was normal. It was fun and games. So the second time the transport left us, the lady from school called her dad again, because I still didn't know my dad's phone number and my mom's phone number. So she called her dad to come pick us up. But this time the dad was like, I'm taking you straight home. And when we got there, my dad was around. His car was parked outside. So the guy was like, I must go call my dad. When I got inside, I told my dad that someone wants you outside. And he was like, okay. I don't know what the guy said to my dad, but I got a whooping of a lifetime. My dad came in the house furious. My dad had never laid his hands on me. And after that, he never did. I was 5 years old. Guys, he whooped me. I remember my sister was around and she ran away because she also had never seen my dad that angry. After that whooping, I went outside and I stayed outside for a while. I was crying, obviously. And then the following week, I never listened to that girl play her stone game ever for that week. And then the following week, I did again. And then transport left us and her father came. When he came, he was like, let's go. I was like, oh, hell no. Oh, hell to the no. The last time you took me home, I got the beating of a lifetime. I was like, oh, no. I'll manage. I was 5. And my school was very far from where I stayed. I was like, no, I'm fine. I'll manage. Don't worry. My dad is coming. And I knew he wasn't because I didn't know his numbers. And he told me that I should never, ever let transport leave me behind. And it did. So when the dad left with her daughter, I started walking. I walked. I crossed main roads without even looking. And then I went to this place where they sell chickens. I knew the place because my dad used to go with me when he wanted to buy chickens. So when I got there, I told the lady that sells those chickens that, don't you know me? And she was like, no. I'm like, my dad comes and buys chicken here all the time. And she was like, yeah, I know you. And I was like, yeah, transport left me behind and I don't know where else to go. And this other guy who stays a house near my place was passing by, and I called his name. When I called his name, the lady who sells the chicken was like, okay, do you know her? And he was like, yeah, I do. She's my neighbor. And she was like, okay, how about I give you money and you take her with you and go home with her? And he was like, oh, okay, no problem. And then I went home. And then that lady told my dad that, yeah, she came. But my dad never laid his hand on me ever again. So that was the first and only time that my dad laid his hand on me. And I was scared of him ever since because of that one time. And then when I turned 21, I had the guts to tell my dad that, Daddy, do you remember that time when I was only 5 years old? 5 years old, Daddy. 5 years old. And you beat the bejesus out of me. And he was like, I don't remember. Mind you, my dad is 40 years older than me. So, yeah, I understand why he wouldn't remember some stuff. But I always remembered that time. Always. And he was like, no, I don't remember. I'm very sorry. And I was like, I was 5, Daddy. I was 5. And he was like, I'm very sorry. And when he left work, he made it like his main focus to make it up to me. And he did. He did a lot of things for me, just as a way of apologizing. That's why even now his death still hits me. Because even though he hit me when I was 5, I believe I was wrong, but hey, I was still a child. But yeah, that's the only time my dad ever laid his hands on me. And I used to tell him that I was only 5, Daddy. I was 5. And you beat me. I was 5. I was a child. And he kept saying, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. How I miss him. That's all for today, my loves. See you next time.